Hey guys, Jamie with the Summer Channel, welcome back. So today we're going to go ahead and make a massage bar melt and pour soap. So I did put the full recipe down in the description box below. I also put it on the video and I put a link to my blog. So oftentimes on my blog I go just a little bit more in depth on all the ingredients, why we use them, everything like that. So there's a few things when you're making this. In order to get this effect where you really have the difference in colors, you're going to need to make sure that you're using two different kinds of melt and pour soap. So we're going to use both the clear and the white melt and pour soap. If you were to just use like all clear or all white, that's fine too, but it's probably not going to be quite as a dramatic effect with just one melt and pour base as it is with two. One of the most important things when you're doing this is to make sure that both of your soaps are roughly the same temperature. And when you're pouring them, so on this one, I did bigger pours. This is the one that I did for my blog post. So I did like a bigger pour than what I do in the video. And I found that with the smaller pours, like when you just pour a wee little bit at a time, you get, I think, a better marbled effect. So when you're doing it, just rotate back and forth between the colors. So you're going to pour a little bit of the clear one, a little bit of the white one, and kind of move it around a little bit. And I will show you all of that in this video. I just wanted to kind of maybe explain it a little bit better than I do when I'm actually making the soap. Without further ado, let's dive in and let's go ahead and make our massage bar. So what we're going to do is go ahead and start by cutting up our melt and pour soap. For this soap, I'm actually using both clear melt and pour and then also white melt and pour. So the reason why I like to do that is you really get a more vibrant color difference. So you can really tell between the two different colors better than if we just used all clear or if we just used all white. If you're not familiar with how color takes to the different types of soap, I'll put a tile above this video so you can check that out. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to use equal parts of both. So with the melt and pour, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take this more vibrant blue and I'm going to put it with the clear, which is going to give you a really sparkly, shimmery, bright, bold blue. And then I'm going to take more of this pastel blue and I'm going to put it with a white. So typically white is going to give you more of like a pastel-y color than you would with the clear melt and pour soap. So this way it'll really make the shimmery one pop, like the bright, bold one, and then it'll matte down this one even further. I don't have two measuring cups that are the same size, so one's bigger and one's smaller, but we're actually putting the same amount of soap in each by volume, so it's completely fine. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pop these in the microwave and then I will come back. Into both of these, I'm going to go ahead and add the fragrance oil. It's so weird for me working with two melt and pour soap bases at the same time. I'm just not used to it. I normally am just working with one at a time. And then we'll go ahead and add our mica powder to both. And we will go ahead and mix both of them up. Oftentimes when you're working with mica powder, you're going to find that some of it's not going to want to mix in. What you can do is just give it a spray the very top of your soap with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and it's going to go ahead and break the surface tension and break that mica powder up for you. And then when you're mixing, be mindful of like the sides and the bottom of your container. So oftentimes, if you're not like really paying attention to that, you'll wind up with a bit on the bottom that's not all the way mixed through. Now we need to check the temperature of our soaps. And the secret is going to be getting them to roughly the same temperature. So if you have to pop one or both of them back in the microwave to get them to be about the same temperature, go ahead and do that. Now the reason why we want it that way is it's just going to make a better pour. And I'm really going to try to pour this so you can see. Now we're kind of going to alternate back and forth when we're pouring them. So we're going to pour like a little bit of one, a little bit of the other, and just kind of allow them to swirl mix together. And I'll try to kind of lift up every now and then so you can really see what I'm doing. And you can really see the difference between the shades of the Melt and Pour soap this way. And I am making a little bit of a mess on my counter, but that's fine. And once you get it all the way filled up, we're going to go ahead and spray the top with some rubbing alcohol just to pop any bubbles that might be in there. Now, this mold takes a while to cool, so go ahead, just give it, I want to say it takes probably about an hour for it to be cooled completely. I mean, maybe it's cooled just a little bit sooner than that, but I'm so afraid that I'm gonna like rip these parts of the massage soap off, so I give it a little bit longer in the mold than I normally would. So we'll let this cool and then we'll come back and unmold it. So I've allowed this to cool completely. What we're gonna do is, I always like to like pull on the sides just to release it a little bit. And then here you gotta be kind of careful when you're pulling it out. And you see the way the colors kind of create like a marble effect, and the difference between the clear and the white Melt and Pour soap, it really does make a difference in this one. And there is our finished massage bar. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy making your own. And if you haven't done so already, be sure you hit that subscribe button. Bye.